Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel, or if it happens to be your first time, welcome especially. I'm Sally. It's really nice to meet you. I share videos all about holistic wellness, some adventure, intentional living, that kind of thing, just living really fully. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about my top 5 female products of 2022. Little disclaimer here, when I say of 2022, I don't mean that these products came out in this year. I think most, if not all of them, are a good bit older than that. However, they're products that this past year I've really found and started loving. Some of them I've been using for a little bit longer, but like my top products of the year for sure, even if they've already been around. These are all things that help to make my life a little bit healthier, a little bit simpler, less toxic, all that good stuff. But before we hop into it, I do ask that if you like what you see here, if you're interested in all that my channel has to offer, please do hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up button. It really helps me out. It's totally free for you. All that aside, let's hop into my first favorite in no particular order, but that is my salt cup. The salt cup is a menstrual cup used in place of tampons or pads on a woman's period. And probably most people at this point have heard of using a menstrual cup as an alternative. If I'm understanding correctly, the United States is a little bit behind other developed countries when it comes to using a menstrual cup as opposed to something disposable. But the obvious reason to use a menstrual cup is that it is reducing a ton of waste, and it can actually reduce the toxins that come into your body, because oftentimes the cotton or the synthetics that other feminine hygiene products are made of contain toxins that somehow end up getting in your body. Also, when it comes to toxic shock syndrome, as long as you're using it appropriately, my understanding is that your risk of getting such a thing is much lower with the menstrual cup. Now, the salt cup specifically is the one I found to be best suited to my body, so I absolutely love it. Everything's going to be linked in the description box below, but I'm also going to link this really helpful quiz that I found if you are a new menstrual cup user or looking into it, that kind of helps you figure out which product, which brand might be best for your body, because each one is a little bit different. Okay, hopping right on into product number 2, that is my Crystal Liquid Deodorant. Y'all, this one is not glamorous, but I have to include it in the list because for years I have been hunting for a non-toxic, aluminum-free deodorant that is actually gonna work. I have used Native, I have used Tom's, I'm trying to think, there's another one that's gotten pretty big recently. I don't remember what it's called, but none of them have worked for me. Tom's works really well for my husband, so I genuinely have no idea why it doesn't work as well for me. It must just be like a biochemistry thing. But the Crystal Salt Liquid Deodorant in particular, I haven't tried the actual Salt Rock. I found that of all the aluminum-free deodorants I've used, it lasts the longest, it smells the freshest, and there's no weird interaction between like my natural scent and the scent of the deodorant that makes me just smell bad in a different way. So highly encourage y'all to check this product out as well. Only thing I will say about this scent that I'm picturing here, it's lavender and white tea, and there is some fragrance in it. So next time I purchase it, I'm definitely gonna try the fragrance free, so I'm not putting those synthetic fragrances under my arms every single day. But moving right along on to product number 3, and I'm not going to spend too long here because I have already talked about it plenty, but that is my Temp Drop. My Temp Drop is my number 1 product ever, I would say, because it lets me track my cycle, track my basal body temperature without having to wake up at the same time every morning. And I've made a full video that reviews Temp Drop. I've also made 2 different videos on essentially how I use it to keep track of my cycle and practice non-hormonal birth control, which is the biggest perk. It is a wearable basal body thermometer. I actually have a code with this one where I think you can get 10% off, but you just put it on at night, and by understanding how your body temperature works and then taking the information it provides you, you can know when you're fertile and when you're not fertile, and then when practiced appropriately, I will say, you can use that to practice non-hormonal birth control. Product number 4 is the killer, and this is a boric acid suppository. Definitely, I feel like the craziest product I have tried this year, and largely what inspired me to actually share this video. just getting personal for a second, I was dealing with a little bit of an imbalance, we will just say, down there. Don't know if any of you have ever experienced that. It's like naturally the female body, that part of the female body is going to have kind of a strong odor, but at times, if it could have to do with diet or have to do with like cleaning yourself inappropriately, your ratio of good to bad bacteria or yeast or whatever can get thrown off. And that can result in a full-blown bacterial or yeast infection, or it can just mean that the pH of your vagina is a little bit off. So that's where these suppositories come in. Disclaimer, please do your own research. Please make sure that this is something you're comfortable with, your healthcare provider is comfortable with before using, and it's not to be used all the time. But if you find yourself experiencing dryness, itchiness, like a discharge that is irregular given just the normal nature of your cycle, or a very strong abnormal odor, this is a great product to use. It can be used one-off or like once, I suppose, or for a week or for 14 days, just depending on the severity of your symptoms. And it helps to rebalance the pH of the vagina and of the whole environment down there. So really super great product. It worked incredibly well. And helps you stay off antibiotics. And realistically, no one wants to get on antibiotics when they don't need to. Moving into the last product of the day, that is the Bare Minerals Original Foundation. Now, this is the least spicy of all the products I'm probably sharing today, but I have to put it on the list because it is by far my favorite foundation ever. I'm wearing it right now, just super light coverage. I just put on one layer. I like that you can still see my freckles through it, my natural complexion, but it just helps to smooth things out and kind of give you a fresh, bright look. What I love the most about it is that it is cruelty-free and it is made with really, really clean ingredients. Bare Minerals is the name for a reason. They are really using more natural components in their products, still delivering a fantastic product. So while I did really light coverage today, you can actually layer it. You want to make sure that you get it really buffed into the brush, and then you're going to buff it over your face, and then you can actually repeat that a few times if you want fuller coverage. So while I wear it every day, it's also the same foundation that I wore on my wedding day, and have worn on numerous special occasions since then when I've wanted a more complete look, we will say. Okay, y'all, that's it. I know it was kind of rapid fire, but I really did just want to share some of my very favorite products with y'all. As I said at the beginning, these things help me live a little bit healthier, a little bit simpler, and a little bit less toxic of a lifestyle. So I hope that it will be a blessing to you. Like I said before, everything is linked in the description box. Let me know what you want to see if you like this video. Don't forget to hit subscribe. Adios.